And this is what happens when you can't park a goddamn car. See? That guy can't stay on his side of the lane, so he's got to stay in the middle. It's crazy. People are so screwed up. Still a little cold outside. It's not exactly warm, but it's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. It's all good in the neighborhood. I decided to open my helmet. Just a crack. Just a smidge. Just a smidge of an opening. A smidge. A tiny little smidge. Da-dee-da-da-da-dee-da. So you stay, left turner. Ah. La 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 la. This guy's been signaling the wrong way the whole damn time, which really is crazy. Sorry? Only one has to work.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, because the other one's a high beam, see?
Oh, okay, okay. I thought one was
Your signal is still on though.
What's that?
Your signal is still on. See ya. So he sees only one of my lights is working, so he's commenting on my on the fact that only one of my headlights is working. And the irony behind that was the fact that he was signaling like the whole way down the hill. That's funny. So today, as you can tell, it's not exactly the most wonderful day. It's cloudy beyond reason. Earlier it was raining. There's still wetness on the road. This is actually the first time I would say I've gone out with you know, wet roads. Wet-ish roads. Wet-ish roads. Hey, it's this guy again. And it's not a big deal. I mean, the bike can handle it. My tires are worn in, so it's all good. I'm not... Whoa, that's not dry at all. I'm not really used to obviously riding in the rain because, well, haven't had the practice. So I try to avoid the rain at all cost. In turn, I figured, okay, well, it's not raining and I gave it time for the roads to kind of clear up. I'm taking into consideration what everybody's told me, you know, watch the road, because you do have to watch it differently when it's wet. Or if it was just, you know, freshly wet or anything like that. So I'm learning. Just watching the road, but I figured, hey, you know, we all have to learn sooner or later. So why not? Plus I was itching to go for a bike ride. As you can tell, my wife, nowhere around. That's because of what we found out yesterday, as a matter of fact. So we found out that our helmets were actually too big. My helmet was one size bigger, hers was two. So they had my helmet in stock, my size, but hers we have to wait for the order, which should be here in the next few days. So unfortunately, you know, she doesn't want to ride right now with her helmet. Obviously freaked her out that she, you know, it's not fitting well and it's impeding her vision. So that's why she's not here today. So this is a solo run. But I decided that I'm gonna do something a little bit different. So you guys saw me go through certain areas for the first time. I ventured out to Stanley Park, which was the furthest I've gone out, and you know, that was I made a vlog of that. Now you guys get to see me go on a highway because I'm completely crazy. But what am I gonna vlog about? I'm gonna vlog about, I asked her if there was anything specific she wanted me to vlog about. She pointed out that she'd like to hear something about the difference between a motorcycle and the car. Now, obviously there are differences in riding a motorcycle and driving a car. That's a no-brainer. But the big differences, I would have to say, are stuff that we don't necessarily always notice. And me as a driver, I mean, I've been driving for a long time, and as a driver, one thing I do notice is, I mean, you're protected, so you become almost complacent with regards to how you drive. With riding, you can't do that. You won't be able to do that. I find that you're really paying attention to the little things. But wow, okay, so apparently this bike can't go on a highway. I don't know how well you guys are gonna hear me because I didn't put the chin straps on, so I didn't buy it yet actually. So if you guys can hear me, then let's talk about it. In terms of an adventure, the bike is a whole different ball game. I mean, it's just phenomenal. It's awesome. And obviously in a car, you're more laid back, you're relaxed, you're sitting in a nice comfy chair, you know, close your windows, open your windows, whatever. And you become really chilled out, relaxed. On a bike, it's a little bit different. You see everything more differently. You get to feel the elements too. Like right now, this wind that's hitting me is pretty wonky. I'm getting in a better position here because I can't see anything. There we go. This wind that's hitting me is pretty wonky. I mean, it's really hitting my chest, my stomach, you know, my jacket, and I can feel it on my jacket. You know, in the car, that's not gonna happen, right? I mean, it's kind of like how you put your hand out like this in a car when, you know, and doing that little wave thing. Well, that same sensation that's hitting your hand is basically what's hitting your whole body when you're riding a bike. So let's take this exit. So I did my first highway. Yay! So with that said, I mean, it's common sense that there's going to be some pretty big differences, right? Now, in my opinion anyway, I find that with the bike there's just much more of an adventure. Your vision changes. I mean, you start paying attention to stuff that in a car you don't really see, or you don't really care to see. In my opinion, I would rather be on a bike if I'm going on adventures, especially locally or at lower speeds. Oh, son of a biatch. At lower speeds, so like throughout the city and, you know, through your neighborhood, or if you can keep your speed, you know, down to I don't know, I mean, in a comfortable zone where you can actually just, you know, look around, stop here quickly, you stop there quickly, take some pictures, whatever. I think there's a huge difference in that sense. But I mean, I'm always going to prefer the car. I think I'm always going to prefer the car over the bike for long, you know, for long trips. I mean, look at today, for example. Now if a rain hits, just due to how the weather is, if the rain hits, I'm basically stuck out here in the rain. You know, is that fun? Well, I don't know. It hasn't happened, so I'm not sure if it's going to be any fun. I highly doubt it though. And the key reason I say I doubt it is because I think I've been so used to the car, that comfort and all those wonderful things. The bike for me is an adventure, it's a release. So there is a big difference between driving and riding a bike. But for long trips, I will still take the car. At least at the moment. I don't know, maybe in the future I'll change my mind and, you know, start taking the bike, I don't know, but definitely not on the 300. Being on the highway right now, I was on full 6 gear, and I just wasn't, it felt like a chore keeping the bike steady. She's lightweight, so the wind really takes an effect on her. So yeah, I think that's something that well, yeah, something that was definitely good to experience, right? So with that said, that's the end of that. That's a double yellow. Stupid people. And just so you guys know, I have no issues with saying stuff. You know, especially when it comes to people being stupid drivers. Like, see, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like, what is that? You know, like, doesn't make any sense. Why? Anyway, like the video if you like it. Dislike it if you dislike it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And that's about it. Have a wonderful day, guys.